Hey, we are back with another Wednesday live stream, man. It's your man, Eddie Ed.
Hey, it's the D for dialogue, folks.
Yes, sir. And we got a rare topic as always. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and smash the like button and comment in the chat if you're live with us or if you're watching the playback. Go ahead and comment down below any of your thoughts of the topics that we covered. Today, man, we got Crowder. Things are happening with Crowder. Okay, well, I don't know, but we got to find out. Ebony K. Williams, she has a lot to say about what she wants, and we're gonna dive into that. And we got a couple more, topics at hand, but those are the two ones that stick out to us. But without further ado, we're gonna hop straight into this. No more wasting time.
All right,
Um, let's jump into it.
let's do it, man. Let me share the screen. So I'm sure everyone has heard about, well, not everyone actually. Eddie Ed has not heard about what is going
Yeah,
on
I'm
with
lost.
Crowder. So,
Oh,
overall picture of what's going on with Crowder is so many things, but mainly he's not a good of a guy personally, relatably, as people think. Okay, this video
oh.
we're gonna watch. This is on the Young Turks channel, and I'm sure they're loving this. Young Turks, you know who they are?
I have no idea who Young Turk is.
Um,
He's not like a rapper.
is it Young Turks? The Young Turks, yeah. They titled this disgusting Steven Crowder video reveals his true character. Like they disliked it. They dislike this guy. But this is a video
I
of
know.
Steven Crowder and his wife, and from what I understand, her family advocated for her to release this video because he went on air to talk about how his wife wants to divorce him for no reason, and how it's not fair. And then her and her family backfired with this video. So the sound is a little bit off. It's a little bit difficult to hear, but bear with me. There's a lot more that unfolds as we talk through this, and then we're going to give our perspective on this because, as the title states, people talk too soon. People do talk too soon. People spoke too soon about
Oh,
the Depp thing, the Johnny Depp thing. People spoke too soon. I'm not saying
mm-hmm.
Crowder is innocent, but I am
Yeah.
saying
We
the
gotta look at both stories.
the stories aren't always so crisp. So let's take a look at this video.
Before you play it though, I want to take a quick guess, and I want to make a comment about how people, they want to find anything to get him because he already saying stuff that they don't like. So if they can get him on something, they jumping onto it. So this makes sense
Yes.
why, it's out of course. And then I think he's probably just gonna be speaking to her with really just unreasonable tone, and maybe just sorry,
Yeah.
like 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 almost trash. That's what I think
Okay.
because how he speaks though, how he speaks, I can imagine him doing that. That's what I
Really?
could go with. Yeah, um, yeah. It's not that I'm expecting him to do that, but if he were to, I could imagine the tone he would use.
What if I play this
You know what I mean?
video and his wife is like verbally abusing him?
Hey, then what I was guessing
Is wrong.
is obviously going to be wrong.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? But yeah. Apparently, it's supposed to be about him. So let's see.
Let's see, man. Let's watch it.
You are not taking the car. Because if you refuse to do wifely things, then I will go pick up the groceries.
There is no groceries. I do have to.
Steaks, wood pellets, my grill. I know it's not a reasonable request, but I'll go do it. How about you first? Hillary, how do you respect the man? Yes. How do you man? How do you man? Receive love and respect.
Respect.
No. How do you man? No, you're not taking the car.
Stephen,
You're not taking the car.
Stephen,
You are not.
then I
taking
will ask them to pick me up. Would you like me to ask?
Oh, that's right.
It's not about Stephen.
Give it an Uber.
Okay, Stephen, I can't.
You want to walk out right now? Listen to me. I can't go to the gym. I can't go to my parents. I can't call my friends. I can't be home. You're gonna take the car and leave me here. Hillary, just think of how boxed in you've made me.
What do you need me to pick up? I'll get it. I'll be back when I'm back.
No, that doesn't work either. You'll be back when you're back. That doesn't work either.
I'm sorry. I really should have caveated.
Man, we don't even know how this started, bro. Wait, hold on, you're on mute.
I said, what do you mean we don't know how this started?
Yeah, like we don't know what the situation is exactly.
We don't. We do not.
And to me, it didn't look that terrible because clearly there's something that happened before, and it's at a point where okay, now we're gonna handle it like this. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. So the whole thing with that story, apparently later on in the video, he tells her he's gonna F her up.
Oh
And he
shit!
gets really,
Oh
really
Lord!
aggressive.
Oh Lord!
So the whole thing with this is he is very abusive mentally, not physically.
Oh
She was 8 months pregnant at this point.
yeah, yeah. It do look bad because she was pregnant, bro. She had her stomach was plump.
Yeah. Um, I think at this point she had twins because they have twins. So they are getting divorced. And
Oh
apparently
man,
the divorce thing started happening like 2 or 3 years ago. So this has been going on for a while.
damn,
Apparently
bro.
people in power, people higher up in the status and know stuff, through talking, have known that he has been going through a divorce. I wasn't I was surprised when I saw this, but apparently people weren't, because if you ever watched Crowder's show, there is a man on there called David Landau. David Landau went on an interview with a close friend of his, and he was talking about how horribly Steven Crowder treated him
Oh
toward the
wow.
toward the end of his employment. Yes, a bunch of people have quit the Crowder show. Like a bunch of people that we know and love have quit the Crowder show because that's who Crowder is.
Dang. Hey, cause look, nah, I'm not saying I could have predicted this, but I could see him doing that because he just remind me of those. So let me say it like this: like the way that he talks,
Yeah.
the way that he talks, how he forms his sentences, the speed and cadence. I know he's capable of that. Like
Yeah.
he sound like one of those guys to me. I
Yeah.
recognize that type of speaking. Like the way that he speak, I know people like him that treat people bad, that talk just like him. So to me, I can make that connection
Mm-hmm.
because I've seen people like that act like him do those type of things. Now I'm not like I said, I'm not saying like, oh, I knew from the beginning he did that to people, but I'm just saying, from my experience, I've known people that talk just like him, and they have history of talking to people rudely. This X, Y, and Z. So to me, it's not a total surprise. And then also like when you look at just because of when we talk about when people get big and stuff and then things begin to change and or not even change, just really gives them the ability to do more or show more of who they are. You know, this could be one of those examples.
Yeah. So another thing that this video, because Candace Owens actually did a video on Steven Crowder. If I could find it real quick, I'll show it. Um, so basically, here, let me just see if I can find it real quick.
Yeah, and as you're doing that, like too, it is. I wonder because obviously they had a communication issue. They had a communication issue
And it
between
didn't start
themselves.
just then, right? It's been since the
Nah,
beginning.
Nah, yeah. Something was not established, or something. The communication has gotten sour over
Mm-hmm.
time at a
Yep.
certain point. When did the exploration start? That's a good question to ask. And I'm thinking, you know, did it happen before the rise
It
of his
happened. It happened before the rise. This is who Crowder is.
before?
Yeah, he's always
Okay,
been like this. Yeah.
he's always
I
been like this. Okay,
I can say that. That's not a factual thing, but I can say that because just like how you said, by the way he talks, you can tell like you're not
I could
surprised that he
tell.
would do something like this.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can just tell that that's his personality. I told my
yeah,
wife, I was like, dude, the guy has an extremely strong personality. Like, if you're gonna marry this guy, you better be ready for some battles. Like, not physically,
yeah,
obviously.
yeah. It's like that one girl. Like you could tell from the one girl that you know. It's like the one girl you know you're gonna have argument with. If you hear her speak, you could tell. You could tell. Oh yeah, she got a kind of bark
Yeah.
that you don't want to be barking with,
Yeah.
because she just going like try to overpower you.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so it's funny that you mentioned that too. So if he was like this, I mean, based on what you're saying, it does seem like this is just his personality. But still, people could still have strong personalities and then really do well in their communication. You just have to just be working on that, putting an effort to it. So, uh, to the point that I was making though, um, I really wonder when the turning point started, for the communication, for it to develop like this, because when you talk about the marriage thing, it's pretty sad to to see things like that happen. You know, you never want to see people to get divorced. Who's in a marriage, but
Yep.
yeah, people. It's the question is, you know, did they really commit to the through the good times and the bad times, or was it
Well,
just a
apparently she's been dealing with this for a very long time. For a very
that's
long time.
that's terrible.
There are some keywords that Crowder says in his video. Um, Candace is also gonna play it, but I'll try to fast forward through it. She plays the whole thing, which I actually like. She doesn't like play a little bit, commentate a little bit. So
News that just happened. And before we get to it, I just want to back up and tell you why we are discussing this breaking news, because it's occurred to me that there are some people out there who believe that to be a conservative, what it means is that we become tribal and we defend other conservatives even when they do things that are wrong, that we don't discuss things that are horrible on our own side because we need to just make sure that we score wins in other ways, and that is wrong. So that to me is the exact opposite of why I have this platform. I am not tribal. I want to expose things when they are bad on the left, and I will also expose things when they are bad on the right. Obviously, I have been interested in the Steven Crowder saga pertaining to his divorce because he literally inserted me into his divorce a couple of days ago. And his wife and family are now speaking out regarding that video in which he told people publicly that his wife was leaving him. You remember this. He chose wrong. And he essentially made it sound as if he did not want his marriage to end, but his wife simply wanted to leave. Well, she has responded by giving video, and I want to prep you. I want you to know this is horrific video. It is very difficult to watch. It's especially difficult to watch because in this footage, she is 8 months pregnant. And the video essentially reveals just how emotionally abusive he has been. And she is alleging that he has been emotionally abusive to her. And this video
He,
all but confirms.
was that?
she was just made it sound like he was like a physically, the way she set it up sound like physical harm.
You would
The
think,
way she,
and
yeah, the way she,
and Crowder knows how to fight too. So he's not
oh
your
yeah, Crowder got jujitsu capabilities, bro.
he's not yeah
He
he's
got
not your average guy. Like
nah,
he
bro.
has the temperament of a typical fighter. Like, I'm gonna get in your face and be aggressive. Like he the Hodge twins have been on his show a couple of times, and they've even said, yeah, I don't want to mess with Crowder, like, that guy, because they don't know how to fight, but Crowder does, so they joke around with it.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It. So let's first get to the footage. I'm just going to allow you to watch it in its entirety.
All right, I'm gonna fast forward a little bit, see if we can catch where we left off.
No, you just think.
Oh, they got that dog, the doggo Argentino.
Yeah, that's right.
I
That
can't
dog
go to
is
my
dangerous.
parents. I can't call my friends. I can't be home. You're gonna take the car and leave me here. Hillary, just think of how boxed in you've made me.
What do you need me to pick up? I'll get it. I'll be back when I'm back.
No, that doesn't work either. You'll be back when you're back. That doesn't work either.
See,
Do you understand the difference between my life being set to the second and you going, I'll be back when I'm back?
Steven,
And making it work. And you do that. The only way out of this is
It is sad though. I'm not gonna
The
lie.
only way out of
It is very sad, right? Because he preaches all of these like ethical, value based things, Christianity, this and that. That's a soft man. Man should never lay his hand on a woman. Like he's gone on to say all of these things. So, you know, if a man should never physically attack a woman, a man should also never mentally attack a woman. It goes both ways. You can't have one without the other.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that calls hypocrite to me.
And we're at an impasse.
we are at an impasse.
Good. Because you can't have any discipline or respect. Yeah. There you go. You throw your hand, you give up some.
What if you could do SEO small?
And that's something he kept saying is you give up so easily. Like he wants to fight, dude.
I don't give up, Steven.
Hillary,
Steven?
you give up so easily. I just said the only way out of this is discipline and respect. And you said, then we're at an impasse.
Steven, no, we are at an impasse, okay? I love you, but Steven, your beast is sick. Your beast
Watch it.
is sick.
Watch it. Watch it.
I'm gonna let go. I'll get what you need me to get. And I need some space. We need to just stop engaging for a little bit, okay? I love you. I love you very much.
I don't love you. That's the big problem. I've never received love from you. And the fact is, when I go, look, I need you to do A, B, C, and D, you just be disciplined about it. You go, no. But I love you more than life itself. Okay. Put on some gloves. No. But I love you more than life itself. That's not fair. That's not fair, and it's disingenuous. Hillary, you're right. We're at an impasse. Become someone, listen to me, day in and day out, worthy of a wife. No, not as a wife. I didn't say as a wife.
As a wife.
Hillary, come on now.
I'm not gonna engage. I'm not gonna engage anymore. I'm gonna go. I'll get text me what you need. I'll get you what you need. I love you. I'm committed to you.
Put on some gloves. Are you committed enough to do those things?
I'm not. I'm not gonna.
Are you committed enough to do those things? You're not committed to anything. You're not committed to anything. You just said I love you. I'm committed to it. Walk the dogs. Put on some gloves.
I need.
Walk the dogs. Put on some gloves. Are you committed enough to do those things?
I,
Are you committed enough to do those things? Are you committed enough to do those things?
I'm gonna just.
Walk the dogs. Put on some gloves. Are you committed enough to get the medication the dogs take? No, you take that in.
As Crowder's head inside, Steven gets angrier and angrier and by his own admission screams, "I will F you up," at his pregnant wife Hillary, who then flees their home. You got thoughts so far? Was that a little bit more of a shock seeing the whole video?
It was more of a sadness, you know, to the situation. Yeah, I don't know. She couldn't finish her thoughts, man, or she couldn't finish her sentences. She was like she kept pausing and waiting, and it didn't really make sense of what she was trying to say or where her point was. And I didn't know if she was scared to leave or what, you know, because at one point she was like, "I'm not gonna engage," and then she was leaving. But then he said, "You're not committing anything," and then she was coming back. Like she's not making her choices firm. Seemed like she has some kind of like fear there or something.
Yeah. So that's what's hard about this because we're seeing a 3-minute conversation about I don't know how long they've been together, probably over a decade. Crowder is obviously not innocent in this situation, but she's not an angel. Why? Because we know that no human being is an angel. There's no such thing. There's no good perfect human being, right? So what has happened to get them like this? It's really easy to say that Crowder is a monster, he's evil. Wow, how dare him treat his wife like this?
Yeah.
But what has happened in the past? No one knows. That's the
We don't
problem.
know, man. You know, and then it looks so sad because she's pregnant in that interaction. So
Exactly.
the leverage is on her side, based only because, well, not only because, but a big reason is because she's pregnant in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know what's been going on. Just like you said, we
Yep.
don't know what's happening. You know.
Yeah. And what I was saying was it's really easy to make judgments about a situation when you don't like a person. Or it's really easy to make judgments about a situation when a woman is pregnant, when a woman isn't
Yeah.
talking hard, when she's not yelling back, hitting the man, and he's sitting there saying his thing. It's really hard. By the way, he was smoking a cigar while she's
Oh, the whole
pregnant.
time.
Yeah, he had a cigar in his hand while he was sitting on the bench.
Oh, I didn't
So
see that.
yeah, so he obviously this doesn't look good for him. This doesn't look good at all. But I will say, before you say he is the evil of the relationship, you really do have to ask yourself, dude. Like, whoever is watching these videos of Crowder and people narrating all of these things, how did they get here? He
Yeah, how did
wasn't
it get there?
he wasn't this monster when the relationship started. So how
No,
did
I
we
don't think
get
so
there?
because she wouldn't have went for it. If she was being treated like this,
Exactly.
she ain't going for it. If she's in her right mind, you know what
Exactly.
I mean? It's not happening. So definitely, that's what I'm saying. I wonder when it started like this, like when the communication turned into this. It's definitely there was a point of you know turn
Mm-hmm.
or this happened after some point. You know.
Yes, exactly. So, by the way, when she said "I love you, I'm committed to you," he said "I don't love you." Did
Yeah,
you
that's
catch
what he
that?
said. I
Yeah.
did catch that. So
When a man says that, something is broken. What are
yeah,
you gonna
man.
say? He said, "So what?"
I was gonna say is that dang, I forgot. It was, I think it was around the point of um oh yeah, because you had mentioned that he wanted it still to work, but she wanted to leave. So was he just saying that because of the media stuff, or was he really meaning that he didn't want the divorce? Because if he don't love her, then why they get a divorce then, right? In
Wait,
in
what?
this
Say that
is
again.
you were saying something about him, what, like him, oh no, he wanted to keep, you were saying that he wanted to keep her and not divorce her, but she wanted to leave him and divorce him.
That's what he
And I'm
said.
saying that's what he said.
He came on
Yeah.
there and he said, "Yeah,
Yeah,
she."
yeah, yeah. And so if he said that, why did he say that if in this video he said he don't love her? So why would you want to keep it if you don't love her?
Yeah,
You see
he
what I'm saying?
lied.
Yeah, so he lied somewhere, and that's what I was basically pointing out. But in this video, he said he didn't love her. So I'm saying, probably said he wanted to keep it for the media stuff. You know what I mean, for the lights. But I have no idea
Now,
what's going
now,
on.
now, now, let's break this down a little bit, right? When a man says, "I don't love you," personally, I don't think saying "I love you" is the most important thing in a relationship. You can't look at him saying "I don't love you" and say he hates her, he treats her horribly. There were a set of Christian men, maybe like a century ago, that were just stoic. You know what I'm saying? Like, none of that romanticism stuff, like just straight duty and responsibility. And these were marriages that survived. These were the times where there weren't a lot of divorces within this
Oh, I
community.
got a question. I
Mm-hmm.
got a comment and question. Do you like you said survive? Like, does that mean it was good because it survived? Or because we know like it's better to thrive than survive. Nobody want to survive the uh let's say a drought. We want to thrive, you know, within a drought. Just like going back to Joseph and Egypt, they thrived in the famine. You know what I mean? They didn't survive. They weren't scraping up scrapes. They thrived. So just because they survived, was it a good marriage?
Depends what you mean by survive.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Um. So this is where I think romanticism has ruined the image of marriage a little bit. The I love yous, the date nights with rose petals on the ground and stuff. Marriage is raw. Like, if you understand this, then you understand where I'm coming from. You don't have to agree. Let me take this off. You don't have to agree with me. Your siblings, you are born with siblings if you have siblings, and you were born from a mother. Your mother has no choice whether or not to love you. She has to love you, and she has to do the things that she does for you in love. So whatever a mother does for you, it's out of love. Unless, we're not talking about, the abusive parents and whatnot. No, we're talking about a normal, general family that you see. A mother does things for their child because she loves the child. There is no way that child can say, I am no longer your child and I don't love you. That doesn't cancel out the fact that that child's mother is no longer that child's mother. I hate you, mom. I'm leaving. And the child leaves for 20 years and doesn't talk to the mom for two decades. That mom is still that child's mom. Nothing changes. The problem with this is people are trying to separate marriage in the same way people are trying to in the same way that you can't separate a mother and child, just like you can't separate a husband and wife. A mother and child's relationship goes through turmoil at times. Ask any parent about their teenage children. They'll tell you sometimes it's horrible, sometimes it's great. You have great days and you have bad days. Sometimes your child will curse you out, will say things toward you. Sometimes your child will ignore you. They'll say hurtful things to try to hurt you, to try to break down that relationship. But what does the parent do? They reconcile. That's the same thing with marriage. He said, I don't love you. We have to understand there's a problem. What's the problem? What is she doing that's causing him to say this? Right? So we can't just say he doesn't love her. They need to get a divorce because he doesn't love her. That's not how marriage works. Marriage is more of a relationship than a mother and child. That's a huge statement, but I said it. So I don't. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh no, go finish your point.
Yeah, so I don't think that him saying I don't love you was necessarily the issue. I think the issue is how could he say that to his wife? Like, what happened? What made him say that to his wife? Because I'm thinking about it. If I were ever say that to my wife, something big must have happened. Like, something must have triggered that. Who knows what happened? So I think people are now trying to psychoanalyze everything about this video, break it down. But also, there are people who have had experiences with Crowder, which is what we'll get into next. What were you going to ask or say?
Lord, I got some gas. Hold on.
Anyway, as he clears his bowels.
It's getting hot in here. Whew. Bop, bop, bop. No, I wanted to go back to your stoic comment and how it relates to this. Like, just like parents need to discipline their kids, just like husbands need to love their wives. You can't just be a disciplinarian. You can't just be a duties man. You got to have a balance.
You got to
I
love
don't
your
agree
wife?
with, you got to love your wife.
What does
I
that look
don't, I
like,
don't,
though?
no, hold on, let me finish the point.
Yeah.
I don't like this idea because then, people always go to extremes. Discipline your kids, and that's the only way, this, that, and the third. Well, yeah, you need to have that, but you just can't be a disciplinarian. Your kid's not gonna come to you. You're not gonna be able to have conversations because your kids are gonna feel like they can't come to you because you always discipline them. Loving your wife or doing a duty as a husband, You gotta be affectionate toward your wife. You gotta be emotionally involved. There's balance that gotta be in all circumstances or in all roles. You can't just be one way in one role, or else it's gonna be a polarizing uh execution, and it's not gonna be fulfilling because the other sides aren't dealt with or aren't utilized to make the whole thing work properly. What's your question, you said?
Oh, um, yeah. No, I was asking what does it mean to love your wife? And I think what you're saying is the duty part and the affectionate part.
Yeah, like loving your wife is just not the duty, and it's just not the affectionate.
Right.
It's the whole, it's both. It's all of it.
Right. But what if one is difficult to do because the other makes it difficult to do? What if it's difficult to be affectionate toward your wife because rarely does she return your affection?
Well, now we're talking about the situations. Um,
No, because we're talking about him saying, I do not love you. And someone would look at that and
okay,
say,
okay, you want to go to that point? Um, yeah, give me 1 second, boy. This my side is I I had some rye bread, bro. Some some rye bread, and it's kicking my Thai pad on the
yeah,
side of me, bro. It's hurting. But now, uh, ask it again, man.
the I love you part. Him not saying it back. Some people will say, oh, he's not being a good husband, which I understand. But him not saying it doesn't reveal the secrets of their relationship.
Right,
And you're
right.
saying being a stoic man doesn't mean your marriage is, or doesn't mean your marriage is thriving.
Yeah, that doesn't equal thriving.
Depends on the
Wait,
woman.
wait. What is stoic? What's that?
Stoic are men who value more logic over displaying emotion. It's kind of like Jesse type deal. Je- yeah, you know.
remember when he remember when he got caught talking about when the guy asked him, "Do you sleep with women?" He said, "I used to. I'm overcoming that."
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Hey,
Strange,
you gotta overcoming that. Who says that?
strange man.
Like as if it's some kind of like, well, if you're not married, then that's a temptation that you are overcoming. That's true.
Yeah,
But he made it sound like he don't want to touch no woman ever again in life.
yeah. He's overcoming women.
Nah, he done touch some.
Yeah, no.
Um,
There are men who just like don't do the I love yous. They don't do their romanticism. They don't do the affectionate stuff very well.
yeah, and that's terrible because they for some reason they can't open up like that. For some reason, they that side of them is locked, and that's a problem. That could be some kind of personal issue, that they grew up in or with. That's I wouldn't call that a good thing necessarily. I would definitely see that as something that they need to overcome and open up about. Because if you can't say I love you or something like that, what the heck is going on? You know?
Well, what's wrong with not saying I love you?
Why can't you say it?
Why do you need to say it?
Why wouldn't you say it?
Because that doesn't show that you love them.
Yeah, but can't you still say it? Is there a problem saying it?
Yeah, when it doesn't mean much to the people who are saying it. Like if I'm saying to my wife I love you every day, but I go out and not love her. I'm talking to other women, flirting with other women, kissing up on them.
Well, of course that don't make no sense. In that scenario, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So so then is there something wrong with saying I love you?
No, there's nothing wrong with well in that scenario. If you know the person is just saying BS, then the problem is they're lying.
Right, exactly. So you can't say I love you and it's still meaningless. So the I love you
You
isn't the most important thing.
it's not the most important thing at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm
But
saying.
Oh, okay, yeah, but I'm saying to touch that side, because the stoic and the stoic part where you just logic and they just do and then don't show no emotion or whatever it is. Like you got to have the emotion there, and there's got to be that part as well. You just can't have one side, in which we both know.
Well, if you have just one side, you're not a human being. Everyone has emotion, but
But
some men just don't prefer to be that
yeah,
emotional part.
and then we have this, groups of men that grow up now that think, being a man is means you got to be emotionless or dis or detached from your emotions as a whole. In
Yeah.
like dudes could stub their toe and make a stone cold Steve Austin face. Bro, you stubbed your toe. It's all right, bro. It hurt.
Yeah.
Do what? Do what? Or something, bro. Don't be standing there and be like, yeah, just let it bleed. Nah,
Y-
you feel it, bro. You're not a robot. You gotta
yeah.
be a regular human being in all facets. Is what it basically comes down to from my point. You know what I mean? Like it's not healthy to restrict yourself from feeling those emotions because is to get scientific, it's not good for your own body and your own mind. But we're not gonna go to that side of things because that's off the point totally. But yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, we're talking about him not saying I love you. Yeah, I don't think he's a man incapable of saying I love you and showing affection to his wife, but I do think something is broken in the relationship. I do. I think that's what's going on there. Um so anyway, then there's the other side of the story. People who worked for him are coming out
mm-hmm.
saying that he goes behind your back and does stuff. Like
I'm
straight up.
coming out.
He is a power grabber. Like he wants to
Okay,
have power over you.
it makes sense, man. It makes sense, bro.
Yep.
Yeah,
Um
that's
yeah,
that
he's a
sounds
broken
right.
man. Yeah, he's a broken man, man. And if anyone wants to find out further, for one person that worked for him is David Landau. You could find his interview. He did it, I think, maybe three, wait, maybe a month ago. He did it with someone, and he's spilling the beans on working with Crowder and how difficult it is because of how
Ooh,
Crowder is. Yeah. And that's where you actually get a better perspective of Crowder compared to this video that we're seeing of him talking to his wife. Because when
uh
I
huh.
saw this, I was like, nah, this isn't that bad. People have done worse in a marriage and are still with the person and they have figured it out. They've become better
Hmm.
people afterward. But when you hear how Crowder runs his business, then you really understand who Crowder is. That's the key
Ooh.
point. Because people keep referring to this video, he's abusing his wife, abusing his wife. Cool, we see. But what is he actually like? There was a fiasco where Daily Wire,
Lupe.
Ben Shapiro's company, if you know about them, they came up and they offered Crowder $50 million to sign him to their brand. And Crowder came out. He said, "No, Daily Wire. They will rob you. All the young people that Daily Wire are signing, they'll just sign you and then take a chunk of your ad revenue out and stuff. And you can't be censored on YouTube, or else they take more of your money and all this stuff. And they're terrible. We will sign you. Louder with Crowder will sign you. Muck Club will sign you. We'll make sure you get all your money and stuff." And it's funny when he was saying this months ago, but David Landau came out and said he will screw you out of your money. He will screw you and he'll try to corner you in a hole. It's crazy, man. Like,
Yeah, and it reminded me of these, all these ads. Oh, want to know how to make some more money online and not having to work a 9 to 5. All those, want to make a business or make more money ads.
yeah.
They all trying to get you, son.
Mhm.
They all gonna get you. You gonna be lured into the alley of darkness, and they gonna get you, son.
Yeah.
Everybody say the same thing. No, this is totally legit. I couldn't believe it the first time. Man, they all out to suck the money.
Mhm. It's all
They don't
about
want
the
to give. They
business.
ain't giving you nothing. They're not
Yeah.
gonna give you no knowledge. You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna give you a little crumb, right? this is a key that most people don't know about. That if you do, and if you really do that, they're gonna give you 3 points, right? And then the 3 points to get to the meaning or the real connection from where the 3 points came from, you got to get a higher course, right? So first is level one. Now you got to buy level two. Then you got to buy level three. By the time you buy level four, it's still more doors to open.
Yeah, it never
So
finishes. It
it's
never
like
stops.
they lie. They are not giving you it. They're not giving you. They're not giving you nothing, bro. And even when you think about it, why would they give you what makes them rich to everybody, millions of people? Then it's going to be saturated as well, right? And then it's not going to work. Why would they do that? They ain't doing that. Come
Yeah.
on.
Or the ads that are like 15 minutes long and they keep saying the secret to this thing is, you know what science has said? It's like,
I
okay, can you
I
not?
hate those, bro.
Yeah, dude.
They
Yeah.
get on my freak. The cliffhanger crap is so annoying. Get to the point, bro. Stop trying. Come on. Yeah,
You know,
I'm tired, bro. You know
now
how many it's millions of ads like that. I'm tired of seeing these things, bro.
now our secret, we will reveal it to you in 3 steps. But first, you have to go to our website. You have to sign up for our emails, and then we'll send you the video to show you how to get to the real video. Like, bro,
And
come
then the
on.
video they saying you talking about is the real video. That's the video they're gonna tell you you gotta watch first to get to the real video.
Yeah, that's
Then when
step
you get to the
one.
real video, you actually gotta pay for it. Man, get out of here, son.
Yeah.
I'm so sick. I need to take a dump.
Um, you say crazy stuff, man. Yeah. So overall, I mean, my thing about this Crowder thing is people talk too soon. People jump on bandwagons too soon. We have no idea what the relationship is like. But I will say, whenever Crowder would do those sit down and talks with people, change my mind. Whenever his wife was in there, she never looked happy. She always looked like straight faced. I was always like, why does she look like why does she not look happy ever?
Mm,
So
that's making sense.
just aside, yeah, they were probably going through. She was probably going through stuff, but yeah, people talk too soon before you find out whatever happened, and the devil is in the details, man. The devil is in the details. So it's all gonna come out in the future because now he has to defend himself publicly one way or another. Yep. And her family's involved too. His kids are involved. Like, it sucks when this stuff happens. That's why you don't come out on air and divulge your personal stuff, especially things that will come and bite you in the butt later. Um, it's just, dang, like, why did he have to come on there and talk about some she left me for no reason? That's one thing that makes me think Crowder is a little not there mentally, because if you can do that to your wife and then come on there and say she's leaving me. Oh, he actually said that, but he had hired divorce lawyers before all of this stuff.
Mm,
So he hired divorce lawyers and then he came on and said my wife wants to divorce me. It's messy, man. It's really messy.
man.
So, yep, it's a very messy situation. I don't feel bad for him. Who would, right?
Yeah,
Right?
nobody's gonna feel bad for him now. Unless maybe is if he have any close friends. I don't know that he don't treat bad.
Yeah,
Maybe.
he doubt it. I doubt
Maybe.
it. Yeah. But anyway, on to the next video, man. We spent enough time on this. It's a deep topic I wanted to cover. Um, do you have your life alert with you?
I gotta use the restroom.
Oh Lord. All right. All right, y'all. This is a holy singular. This is holy singular now. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next video that I had in mind. Now, this is from It's Complicated channel. And I like this channel. But sometimes the things that he asks, he pigeonholes the people into it. And if you don't have a strong enough grasp of the situation, which most people don't, because he's talking to your everyday person, right? You're gonna get trapped with the question. And when he asks the question, you have to take a step back and think about it. Like you really do have to think about it, because some of his questions are leading. They lead the viewer to think that, you know, men are the victims of this atrocity that has happened to them. But overall, men do this to women, women do this to men, we both do it to ourselves. This is the simplified story of Adam and Eve. Eve did it, but then Adam blamed Eve, but then Adam should not have done it. It's like, it's not that complicated. But when you get into the grains and the granularity of things, it can make things very complicated. So let's take a watch.
Why is it more socially acceptable for women to hate men than it is for men to hate women?
Because men are the devil.
Because men are trash.
So right off the bat, why is it easier for women to hate men than for men to hate women? It's a very simple question. And these are oversimplified answers, because men are trash. Okay, so now you played right into his ball game where he's going to hit you with a question and you're going to be like, oh yeah, well, I guess I didn't mean that. That's why you have to think. You have to take your time and think. People don't think.
Well, you know what? See, I'm contributing to the stigma.
There you go.
There's more sus men than there are sus women. It's just facts, and that's all I got to say about it. So it's a double standard because there's more sus men than there are sus women. The end.
Should anybody be hating any?
There are more sus men than there are sus women. It depends on your definition of sus, right? When we say sus men, yeah, we get it. Creeps, guys who want to take advantage of women. But then you flip the script and you apply that to women. Yeah, women do take advantage of men. Yeah, women do kind of trap men. Yeah, women are the ones who will be involved in scandals with who will be used to trap men in scandals. So that's what I'm saying. Like, this channel is cool, but sometimes the questions and the answers are just like, it's just like trash being fed to the viewer if you don't understand what you're hearing.
Buddy.
No.
If it's acceptable for women to hate men, how are men and women ever supposed to get together?
Good question.
It's really not that good of a question, but okay.
I don't think it's acceptable for women to hate men. It's not really acceptable for women to hate men unless...
Not hating on the guy, like, oh, he doesn't have good questions, but it's not a good question, as in it's not a insightful, intelligent question. You answered the question stupidly. So he came back with a simple, common sense question. And you're like, oh yeah, you're right. That is a good point. Not really. You just haven't thought about this. So that's the other thing. These people haven't really thought about these topics.
They give us a reason to. We're getting a phone call. Hello.
Should men be willing to go to war and fight for a country that hates
Lost
them?
about 3 pounds, guys.
You all right?
Man, when I tell you things dropped, that's a fact.
All right.
All right.
Thanks for the facts, man. Appreciate it.
So what we doing now?
We're watching It's Complicated, and he's on the streets talking to people, asking them questions. So just listen to the questions, listen to the answers. If you have something to say it. We're not gonna go through the whole video. It's a 12-minute video, but we're just gonna watch some parts of it, talk through it.
Yeah, we got another.
This is another channel that's more like red pilled. So it asks red pilled questions to try to get women to see the perspective of men, like, you know, men are being mistreated and all of this stuff. So,
all right.
Hello.
Should men be willing to go to war and fight for a country that hates them?
Absolutely not. I don't think war makes sense to me. It makes absolutely no sense to me.
I don't think war is ever the answer.
No, absolutely not.
Ever.
No.
I think men naturally are more athletic, they're stronger than women, whether we like to admit it or not. It's the truth.
The future of health is not a...
Oh, Lord.
If men are more valued in society than women, why would they be the first ones sacrificed in war?
Because they think they're more valued. They're being paid for more for everything. So
If men are more valuable than women, why are they the first ones sacrificed in war? Um, because war is a man's game. It's a game. War is a game. If I win the game, I get your land. If I win the game, I get to tell you how your government operates. If I win the game, give me your resources. It's a way that men play game at a global level, and it's very violent. So,
Yeah, yeah, and really, even though the game is physical, it's a mental game too because
yeah.
you know the facts. Like if you know somebody can beat you up, would you go try to take them on yourself?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna register in here like, oh no, I can't win that. AKA when countries are fighting other countries that they know are bigger than them, they're gonna have their boys, aka other countries that they're allies with, to attack that said country.
Exactly.
So it's a mental game in essence, but very physically aggressive. When
Mm-hmm.
it comes to how it's executed. So this game is is mental execution in many levels, and countries are paralyzed because they know they can't fight other countries off. You know.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think that answers the question. But, the way he frames the questions, if you don't take a second to think about it, you're going to fall into the trap.
you put your ass online.
Woman would never be seen fighting, right? So it was the man's job. It was their duty. Kind of that was like the gender
She
role.
got
I don't agree with it now, but
the one on the right kind of got a strong jawline and a strong neck, son. Hey, whoa.
and that's probably what it would have been.
Have you ever personally been denied the right to vote?
Never. Nope.
No.
Would you give up your right to vote if it meant you got drafted into the army?
Yes.
Would you give up your right to
Huh?
vote if it meant you got drafted?
What happened? What happened? What happened? What happened?
Would you give her your right to vote if it meant you got drafted to the army? Oh, okay. Never mind. It clicked.
If you were a woman, would you give up your right to vote?
Yeah, because basically you don't gotta go to the draft.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Drafted into the
yeah, so it's like you want to go to the draft or you want to vote. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Hey, take all that. Take it away.
Mm-hmm.
army.
No.
I probably would not vote.
What if I told you that voting rights originally required you to be drafted into war and own land?
I remember back in the beginning of the United States, that was a law.
Come
I
on.
remember that. I read it
Come
in the
on.
book.
That's
You
grandma,
weren't
man.
there.
That's grandma,
Grandma-
man.
What grandma talking about, man?
That's
Back
great.
in the beginning of the United States.
Yep, she was
That's
there, man.
1792.
Hey, man.
I don't know when it was, but anyway, the point is she wasn't there. What did she talk about?
And I think like sometimes I know like to apply for colleges, like boys have to, or if you want scholarships, you have to agree to be drafted as well, which I think is crazy.
Yeah, what's up with that? You remember that?
Yeah.
Like, what? Why is this job asking me have I ever been drafted? What I gotta do with anything? What, you trying to set me up? I remember
Yeah,
the
man.
first time when I was younger, I was like, oh shoot, I'm not gonna do this do this job application because they trying to make me get drafted.
Yeah.
Had you ever been drafted? If not, you're gonna get, like, I felt like that's what it was leading up to. Like, if not, then you're up next. I'm like,
Yep.
nah, I ain't feeling like this application no more. But that was back in the day.
Yeah.
Men of today expected to pay for the sins of the men of the past.
Because they still keep making the same mistakes.
So is feminism about revenge?
No, feminism is about our right.
You got that? See how he got him? You see how he
Nope,
got
I
him?
missed it.
You missed it? All right.
So you have to agree to be drafted as well, which I think is crazy.
Why are the men of today expected to pay for the sins of the men of the past?
Question makes sense?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yep.
Still
Yep.
keep making the same mistake.
Because we keep making the same mistakes. Okay.
Okay.
So is feminism about revenge?
You see how he counters you real quick?
He did counter it, but I don't get it. I don't get the counter.
The counter is women are treating us poorly for how men treated women in the early 1900s.
Okay, okay.
right? And he's like, okay, if you are still gonna treat us poorly today, which that's what he's saying feminism is, then
Yeah.
feminism is about revenge. He's good at
Got
countering.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was good. That was good.
Mm-hmm.
No, feminism is about our right to be like allowed.
I think there's a base level of equality that we're trying to reach over here, and as long as we can get to that, then I think we're chilling. But we got a long way to go. Yeah. Wage gaps and shit, absolutely whack.
Maybe more now.
Yeah. The ones that they wanted to be convenient for them, yeah, it's whack if it's not. But when you got to get blown off with a bullet, nah, it's you know,
There you go. See,
exactly. Yeah, like people in general only want things to be leveled when it's convenient for them. You know what I mean? That's
mm-hmm.
just yeah.
Yep, there you go. That's a good counter. Because how are you gonna send us to war, and then you get to opt out of war by just not voting? You know what I'm saying? Like some there ain't right.
And when it started, women just wanted to be recognized, but some like any other thing, like even religion or anything, it went overboard.
I think we hold a lot of.
Religion went overboard.
Yeah, just to let you know, we kind of running low on time a little bit.
Yeah, we are running low on time. But man,
the other video,
the stuff people say, man, religion went overboard. It's crazy, man. People go overboard. Religion never went overboard. Feminism never went overboard. It's the people who want their agenda with these substances. They're the ones that go overboard. Like the red pill space, some people go overboard. But the idea and the fundamentals of the red pill, it's cool. But they're just some people that peddle some things that go over. It's always the people, y'all. Remember, it's always the people. It's never the thing. It's always the person. All right, man.
Ebony K. Williams talks about how she doesn't want to give the guy that drives the bus a chance, man. She is not going to give anybody that's mediocre, she says, a chance. A bus driver has no chance. Trash guy, why even bring him up, right? And so we're going to dive into this clip from the Breakfast Club, hear what she has to say. And of course, she's coming from a place, and of course, she says stuff previously that if you know about, you won't discredit those things when you hear her say what she says here, because of course she's making a summary of what she thinks here. So people are gonna be like, oh, but what about this? What about that? But you know how you talk about stuff already, but you don't repeat all the same things. That's pretty much what we're gonna get a taste of. But anyway, we're gonna hear her talk about this, and then we'll get to some further discussion.
All right.
She talked about she'd never date a bus driver, but she doubled down, and this is what she said.
Double D.
Out of the 50,000 plus comments posted on social, I only saw a handful that even considered the possibility of a bus owner being a more aspirational position and recognizing that I am actually speaking and pouring into the ascension of black men when I said what I said. But see, no, some of y'all were too busy naming and shaming me personally and black women in general as undesirable, gold diggers, and much worse. Now, I suspect that some of y'all are the same men that were bringing home C's and D's on your report cards, only to then be coddled by parents that said, well, that's okay, as long as you're doing your best. Well, listen, I love and believe in the excellence of black men. So no, my dear, C's and D's or any other form of mediocrity is not okay. No, I will not create a soft place for you or anybody that I love to fall comfortably into the bigotry of low expectations. So I'm going to say one more time, there's absolutely nothing wrong with driving a bus. My mother Gloria drove one for years. But could it be that black America has been sold a narrative of average, regular, and typical being good enough for us? Well, see, that's called white supremacy. And in this case, it takes the form of conditioning Americans
that was a leap.
accept being
Yeah, right.
American underclass. But see, because I know the truth about black folk in America, no, average is not and will never be good enough for me. And the gag is, I don't think it's good enough for you either.
So we're asking 800-585-1051. We got our guest co-host, Kim Whitley, here. Now, Kim, what's your thoughts on this?
I mean, you know my thoughts. I think Ebony needs to go ahead and date a bus driver. I think she needs to go ahead and see what that feels like. But the truth is this, I think she is saying what she wants, but it's her wording. You can't call people average and mediocre because that is just not, these are essential workers. These are people that make our lives go round. Just like Charlamagne said, if everybody stopped working, our life would go down. And we're call ourselves celebrities. That's because we chose this field. But before that, I've been doing a whole bunch of jobs, serving things. I was a teacher in Compton. I was a waitress. I've done a lot of things. And then we think about all the Uber drivers and the Lyft drivers. If they stop, we go crazy. So we can't say average and mediocre. Essential. We need these people.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Ebony can date whoever she wants to date. She's entitled to her preference. You know, that's our homie. She's been up here a million times, but I just don't understand why everyday working class people are considered average, mediocre, and typical. Like that, to me, that's the...
Or white supremacy. You can't put that on there.
Yeah, I don't even know where that came from.
I didn't understand where that was.
Yeah. Why did what the heck was that about?
Yeah, that was a big jump, man.
Yeah, you got any thoughts yet, or?
I don't know why he has a problem with saying that they're average, normal people. Being average and normal is not a bad thing. It's not. You being average and normal in America, you trump most countries outside of America. Like, there are many third world countries that you live leaps and bounds over just because you're average here. So I don't think it's a bad thing to be called average. Should you aspire to be more? Sure. Better yourself, but that doesn't mean that you need to become better than average. My goodness, that's it. And the other thing too is they're average white people, so this isn't a white supremacy thing. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, like, do you think though that she, is could be turning down good guys that aren't at her level of wealth, like, because a lot of these type of individuals that are high status look for people that are also on the same level, which makes sense. But a lot of times they could be overlooking good quality people. What do you think? Do you think she's doing a good thing, or do you think her choice is hindering what she could be getting?
Something Jordan Peterson said is, from him being a psychologist for so many years, that's his profession. He said the relationships where the woman outstatuses the man tends to be a violent and aggressive one. The woman tends to be more aggressive and disrespectful toward the man where she earns more, she has a higher status. So if she makes $500,000, no one should say that, hey, you need to humble yourself and find a bus driver. No, because then you will be accountable for how she treats that person, right? You as a man, and I'm not saying men are homeless, by no means. You as a man, you would not go out there to find a homeless woman, bring her into your home, and still have her dress, smell, and be a homeless woman inside of your furnished home. You wouldn't have that. And in a sense, I think that's how women see themselves, dropping down in status to get these lower status men. Like, I'm above him. And that's something we need to accept about these women. It really is. Leave them alone. Why do you need them to get these men? Leave them alone. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, and you saying that just reminded me of how people really treat people based on their status. You know what I mean? And it's a thing that happens, and it's not the best. Like, it's not really. What am I was going somewhere. but as a not even talking about the relationship thing, but just as a human being, it's messed up, you know, because you're
Yeah,
not more valuable because you have more money.
exactly.
You, you know what I mean? Money has nothing to do with your value, and but that's how in societies everybody thinks like that because why? When you have money, you have more things, and this, that, and the third.
Well,
But
well, I'll push back a little bit. If you have a lot
okay,
of money, it probably means you've created a lot of value for people somewhere.
probably, or you could just be rich off of things that you aren't creating necessarily to help people. You know what I mean?
Give me one example.
You could be trading. You could be doing certain businesses that just gain profit and you basically sell it off. You know what I mean? Like I don't think they call it profit trading, but kind of like a form of real estate. You buy something, you fix it up, and or you create a business, and you get to a certain point, then you sell it. You
Isn't
know, but you
uh
what
isn't that providing value to the people
provided
who's, whatever the business
who
is,
whom is buying it?
either whom is buying it or the people who the business serves.
I mean, yes, but people's motives aren't always that. You know what I mean? So you may be helping somebody indirectly, but that's not really what you want to do. You know what I mean?
Like so if I buy a business and the business is in shambles, but I fix the business up because I want to make money and then sell it, you're saying my motive isn't good?
No, I'm saying that well, I'm saying that the initial motive of why you're doing it is not to help. You're just there to make the profit. You know what I'm saying? So you could be making money just because you trying to make money, but not to necessarily help anybody. But in turn, the effect might actually help people. But that's not what you were trying to do. You're just trying to make sure you capitalize on that business deal or that transaction that you were trying to fix up. You see what I'm saying? So people do that all the time. Um, but where were we originally? Cause I lost where we were.
Yeah, I was saying that in order to make money, you have to provide value at some point to someone.
Oh, and I was saying like you can still make money without trying to do that, or
Yeah,
or without that being your goal.
right.
Um, but yeah, people you know, just as humanity is, like they just really put value based on how much you have. And it's funny because we always talk about the character piece of people and how that's valuable,
Mm-hmm.
but people don't believe that really. When it comes to how what we see, they think the Elon Musk of the world are the people that are the most valuable. You know what I mean?
Right.
And in some form you could find that, but in its main form, I don't think you find that with a lot of these type of people. You
Mm.
know what I mean? A lot of these type of people are rotten, when it comes to the core piece of it. Um, but people value those people because of what they built and the assets that they have and the name, and then basically the money that they have behind them.
Mm.
And you put that into a relationship, gonna mess around and get a devil, you know, because what you're looking for isn't the most valuable, because that can come and go so easy. And so, just to the point of the video is she don't want average. Okay, in her eyes, average is bad. Like, but what you just told me, you said average is good compared to other countries. That our average is they're great or whatever. You see what I'm saying? So her perspective is average is below her, m- and since it's below her, it's not good because she's above it, and she wants something on her. And there's nothing wrong with wanting something that matches you or whatever. But I'm just speaking on what is most valuable in a relationship to a person that you are going to be with, and people put more stock in the money side instead of the the character side. They put more stock in the quantity instead of the quality.
I will agree with you. Jordan Peterson, when he said that the disjointed matching piece of status, when the woman has more status than the man, that becomes a problem. Yeah, it's not because of the value of the man. It's because of the mindset that the woman ends up having because she has a higher status.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, and oh, sorry. Finish your
No,
point. My
no,
bad.
no, no. That was it.
And it's like pretty much with anything. Like when you look at even from the Bible, when dang, I just had a story. It just popped in and popped out. But okay, let's look at Kanye West and Kim. Kim is bigger than Kanye West in some aspects. You
Mm.
know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And she feel like she has some pull, and disrespect is coming this way or that way.
Yep.
She's showing her body online. This da 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 da.
Apparently, she
But then
was
again,
sleeping. She was sleeping with Pete Davidson, and
oh yeah, like
she was
after the
like
fact.
flaunting. She was flaunting it to Kanye. That's what he
Yeah,
said.
yeah,
Anyway.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess my point that I was trying to pull out was we do see this everywhere. Like when people have money, more money than the other, they do have this demeanor. It
Yeah.
seems, and that's because you know they put their own value in how much they have as well. But the value, man, wow,
Yeah.
it's everywhere. It's
Yeah, the
everywhere.
more money you earn, the more emphasis you have to put on humility. It really is. I think Keanu Reeves is a great example of that. He's down to earth. He talks to people. He's not gonna blow. Like he's a good example of that. I don't know. Maybe in 5 years, another story's gonna come out about Keanu Reeves that we're like, oh wow, he's evil. Who knows?
Yeah, they gonna try to get him if he don't comply. Man, you know who turned who is different now, bro?
Who?
Bro, my loving Jim Carrey, bro.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey
Yeah.
has now become a believer.
What?
Yeah, bro. He's now become a believer. It's crazy.
This dude was talking about some, I believe in spirituals. He was weird. He was saying some weird stuff, man. He was saying some. He was interviewed on the red carpet, and they asked him a question about religion. He was saying some weird stuff.
When was this?
This was a while. It was a long time ago.
Oh yeah, now, bro, he over
What?
there talking Jesus and everything, man.
Yeah, he's canceled.
Yeah, bro, and he was talking about like the behind the scenes type of thing, like the industry type stuff, and how he's not. But man, he turned a new leaf. He surprised me. You know what I mean? And it's so interesting because what we're supposed to be doing is we're supposed to be praying for people that are in the highlights, you know, the celebrities, for them to be, you know, changed if we see them going crazy. You know what I mean? Like that should be one of our goals that we do for people, especially when we believe that they're goners. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And I've gotten the privilege to see some people change, and then some are changing, but aren't at a certain point. But he's one that I don't know if I even begin to think about praying for him, but somebody's been praying for him. Know that for a fact, because this type of thing don't happen just like that. So whoever prayed for him, somebody did, is what I'm saying. And at this point, things have changed for him, and he now can see clear, and now he has a different perspective. But he surprised me for sure.
Yeah. That's a surprising one. You want to
Yeah,
show
he
us any
surprised me
more
too.
of the video?
Yeah, so let's a couple more minutes on this. Let's hear Charlemagne.
And I see people saying things like black women are the only race who has to lower their standards. Why do we keep saying they're lowering their standards? Like every white person in this country is not rich, right? They're everyday working class people too. And I just think we as entertainers we overinflate our positions in life, man. Doctors, teachers, engineers, military, law enforcement, they probably look at us like, and what we do is average, regardless of how much money we make. We are not essential, y'all.
Correct.
We can stop right now and the world will be just fine. But all of those people we just named, if they stop, the world will be in chaos. So please, just stop referring to them as average and mediocre.
Yeah, I thought that was so foul. And the bad thing about it is we talk about, we put so much value into somebody's, worth, their net worth, and how much they make and what they do. But there's this thing called love. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, money comes, money goes. And we've all been in predicaments here where we had some and then we lost it. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I know for myself, I know for Charlamagne, like we had love. We had spouses that were there, and it's not there for the money. My wife been with me since 15, 16. She sold mattresses when I worked at the U.S. Open. It's not about the money. It's about that love. And I wouldn't change that for anything in this world.
But I think Ebony and myself, right now, I would just take a good man.
There you go.
See, Ebony ain't been through enough. She ain't been lonely enough. But right now, if she's looking, she should just want a good man. When you put that out in the universe, however the package comes, if you want, like I said, you want to be with a millionaire, you gotta go to the Kentucky Derby. You gotta go to the U.S. Open. You gotta hang around where millionaires are and see what you get and what comes out.
Yeah, I don't care who Ebony chooses to date. Like, once again, the relationship stuff is her preference. The biggest issue I have with this whole conversation is that everyday working class people keep getting referred to as average and mediocre and typical, and people are lowering their standards when they're dating average everyday working class people. Like, I stop referring to them as average. They're not average.
They're not average.
There's nothing average about them.
Absolutely.
They make the world go round.
And my son, right now, my son gets a C or a D. Of course, I want him to do better. But I'm not like, oh, this is white supremacy, and you're going to be average. Of course, I want him to do better. But I have to, like you said, start with love. And I want him to be whatever he wants to be. He might love driving buses. I don't know.
I'm gonna stop right there. I'm gonna stop right there. It's this like we were saying before, in other countries our average is amazing, but here they're talking about average as a lower bar. Like average is low here. Average isn't like, what I guess would be considered average, on a test score, like a good average grade.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if I'm saying that right, but basically, yeah. So Ebony K, if she want to find a good guy, and I'm out here trying to like act like I'm giving advice or anything, but definitely people should look for quality. And you know what? I think a good place to start is looking for quality, and then when you find the quality, then see what they're about as far as the other stuff. The occupation, whatever.
Do you think she meant that message with ill intent? Like, what she obviously meant, she came at it with a good intention. How did it turn out so badly?
Well, because that's where the other stuff that she said previously comes in. Because there's other stuff she said before this, and it's like that's why I said it's kind of like a summary of her whatever she said previous times. Because she is like those type of ladies that are in her status position that won't date down. Remember Think Like a Man? The one when Taraji P. Henson's character was like, yeah, I'm not gonna date a man that's working a regular job.
Yeah.
But she really liked him. But because he didn't have a job that she deemed as prestigious,
she was embarrassed of him.
She was embarrassed of him, bro. Embarrassed. She didn't want to be with him, but she liked him.
Right.
And something funny too. Well, that's a different topic. But yeah, so she liked him, but she didn't want to like him no more when she knew what he was doing, and so you know it just twisted her whole perspective, and the perspective shouldn't be on the status. It should be on the quality of the person, and if it's based on the quantity, well, you might get low quality, you know.
Yeah, you also shouldn't go for, okay, I'll go for a good man who makes $40,000 a year, and then I'll build him up for him to make more. No, that's even worse. Just stay away from
Yeah,
him at that point.
ain't 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 no build a bear cases here, man. This is not
Yeah, we're not
build a bear.
toys. We're not machines.
Yeah, this is not it. You can't do that.
You don't upgrade us. We can't be upgraded. Um, but yeah, what I was saying about her having good intentions, yeah, I didn't think she had good intentions because anyone who comes at the black man demographic or black woman demographic talking about white supremacy, that doesn't, no, you don't have good intentions. You,
Yeah, why would that? That didn't have anything to do with nothing. I was like, am I missing something here?
yeah,
Like, am I not intelligent to make this connection?
no, you are
What does that have to
average.
do with anything?
You're average. That's why you can't make the good connection. Come on,
There
man.
was no connection to be made. That
No,
was debauchery,
we
bro.
don't see it, man. We're average, man. What don't you understand, man? Come on. We got D's and C's in schools. Our parents told us that was okay. We were average, man. Come on, man. We drive
Who
buses. Hmm?
who's these?
D's and C's, man. My name. Come on, man. What are you trying to do here, man? Let's get serious
You
on this. All right?
huh?
Why are you trying to play around, man? Let's get serious on this, man.
Man, but nah, she is just wait, finish your point and then we could go
All right,
proceed.
but yeah, yeah. Yeah. Anyone who comes at the demographic like that, like I said earlier, it's a person to person thing. You can make generalizations, but usually your generalizations have to be founded on something that makes sense. Saying white supremacy doesn't stop all the black people killing each other in the hood. White supremacy doesn't make them do that. Everyone
I don't
has
know
a mind.
why.
Bro, I saw a video of this dude walking up on the sidewalk in the middle of the street with a dad and the dad and the kid walking up the street, and then a dad putting their kid inside of a car, and he just started popping off. He just started and he hit the little 3-year-old girl walking with her dad. He just shot her in the shoulder, and he was trying to prove a point, like, he's thuggish, like he's the thing, he's it. Dude's an idiot. Like, the dude even shooting at putting his kid in the thing. Like, who else is in the car, bro? Like, that's stupidity. So let's stop saying white supremacy. White supremacy has nothing. It's stupidity that has everything to do with it.
Man, you know what I saw real quick? I saw somebody like this was on Facebook. And this is scary because this how short fuse people and this had nothing to do with what we're talking about. But this how short of a fuse people have. Well, actually about the the but anyway, so a lady was backing out of her driveway. A neighbor from across the street was so the road was going this way, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the lady was backing into the road, and the car was on this side, driving past her. They meet and almost hit each other. I don't think they hit each other. They almost hit each other. The guy that was passing, trying to go straight, he got out his car and started shooting at the lady. And she was sped off and was like screaming, ah. But why are you shooting her, bro? Just because she almost hit the car? People are crazy out here, bro.
Yeah, people are wild, man. People are
Just
wild.
for almost hit it, bro. Could you imagine that? Just for almost
No.
hitting somebody, they just want to shoot at you? Bro, this is ridiculous, man.
He probably got D's in school.
Look at you. You told me he only talking about why you playing. You playing, bro.
Huh?
Look at this guy. Y'all hear this guy?
Yeah.
He is wilding out here. But this
Yeah.
is the craziness of hey, what's up, Rod? We got Rod here. She said the person said, what's up, Dukes?
What's up?
But,
What's up?
but this is like that's scary.
Yeah.
That is scary, bro.
Yeah, that is pretty scary. I don't know if I'd be ready to like defend myself because what am I defending
Bro,
myself from?
from that's not even right. So
No.
you know, you just like how pissed off do you got to be to shoot somebody because they almost hit your car?
Yep.
Anyway, that was just something I wanted to throw in there because I thought that was very scary and ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, to do it had
Yeah.
nothing to do with that.
Yeah. But yeah, man, let's get off this black excellence stuff. It's really annoying
Yeah.
whenever I hear it. It's really, really annoying, bro. Like, shut up. Seriously, shut up. Black excellence? What does my skin tone have to do with me doing well at school? Freak out of here. Come on, man. Am I the only one who thinks this? Golly. I am so sick of it, man. I am so sick of it.
That's crazy out here. So
Yeah.
Ebony K, you might gotta pay. Hey, matter of fact, she was thinking about paying for somebody's sperm actually, so that she can make a baby. Because at this point, she has her eggs frozen.
The irony.
Yeah, yeah, because
What?
nobody want to be with like she can't get nobody. Cause well, actually, my bad. It's not that she can't get nobody, but people aren't up to what she is looking
Yeah.
for. So
Yeah.
it's hard for her to find whoever she's looking for. So now she's frozen her eggs, and she's really considering getting a sperm donor.
Mm.
And another debacle is sperm donors. There are less black men now doing it, you know.
Yeah.
And she want a black one, but then she want a black one that's with a good history, like the dad is. So I mean, it makes sense, but
She's
she like
tripping,
picky
man.
to where it's just hard for her to choose, you know.
Yeah.
So that's the situation, which is another thing on top of her thing. So
wow,
I'm drained out from this thing. Ebony K.
Yep. We actually did a podcast on this. I just looked this up. It's called Our High Standards Overrated. Season 2, episode 6. Season 2, episode 6. Check it out. Where we talk about standards.
I think our live is frozen or something.
Oh yeah? What's wrong with it?
Oh. Okay, it's back on. It's back on.
Yeah, it's back on. Yep, but we did that. Go check that out. And let us know what you guys think. But anyway, it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. We'll be back with more videos next time.
More videos, more live. Hey guys, if you haven't checked out the podcast episodes, man, go back. Season 1 is there. Season 2 is there. We missed 2 episodes from season 2. We still gotta drop those.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 19 and 20 still need to be dropped. So if you guys haven't checked out the season, man, plenty of episode, plenty of content. We're keeping it rolling. We're keeping it rocking. So definitely go check out our past videos. And, you know, I'm sure you'll find something that you would like listening to or would think is interesting because we cover a lot of different things. And I'm even going back to rewatch some of our old stuff because it's fun to watch and all that. But that's all I got.
Yep. It's fun to watch. Hey, but thank you guys for joining us today. Whoever's watching, whoever's in the live, thank you. We try to stream at least once a week, usually on Wednesdays. If we don't, hey, it is what it is. Life happens. But check out our videos. Send us videos to react to. Okay. We have fun doing it, and we love to bring you guys some entertainment. So, with that being said, thank you guys for sitting in with this with us, and we'll catch you guys next live stream.
Yes, sir.
Peace.